All right, welcome back to the channel, and today's a pretty exciting episode. New bike day, kind of, I guess. It's not really a new bike for me. It's not a new bike for Justin, but it's a new bike for the channel, and I'm super excited. If any of you guys that really know me, you kind of might know where my passion lies in Harley-Davidson motorcycles. My dad is on his way. He should be coming around the corner any minute now with a new bike to him, but we get to play with it. We get to have some fun with it, and it's the perfect timing because there's another big YouTube channel, YouTube star, TV star, whatever you want to call it, that is doing something with one of these similar bikes. You know me, I love working on motorcycles. I love having fun with them. I don't have the money to own all the bikes, but when someone wants to bring me a motorcycle to play with, especially something that I'm really into, it's super. Oh, here it goes. Here he comes. Look at it. Fresh out of Georgia. Nice.
Oh man,
How's the drive?
not doing this no more.
Yeah, you are. What do you mean? Buying bikes or driving?
Neither one.
Neither
Done.
one. What do we got?
It's that bike you talked me into buying.
Me? You're supposed to be selling a bunch of bikes, not buying more
I did
bikes.
sell 'em. Sold 3 of them.
3 bikes gone, another bike returns. So, quick little backstory. This is, how far was this from you?
This was in Locust Grove, Georgia, about an hour and 20 minutes. Her and her husband met me there, and this was her first Harley-Davidson. Unbelievable that she got a Bad Boy for her first one. She bought it in, I think, 2018, 17 or 18, but this was her first Harley, and then she's got a Crossbones now.
Okay.
So she just had this one setting, wasn't going to use it, and put it up for sale. And
You just had to have it.
I'm a Bad Boy guy. This is my 10th Bad Boy.
She said it was sitting for what, 2-3 years?
I think 2 years.
2 years. So it's got a little grimy. It needs a little detailing, but let's get this thing unloaded. We'll talk a little bit more about the bike and kind of our plans with it. We've already started ordering some parts. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna have you'll just back the truck up. You can kind of put the tires on the back of the thing, and then we'll be able to unload it. All right, got it fully unloaded. Dad's just over there parking the truck real quick. But to go over real quick what we got here is a 1995 Harley-Davidson Bad Boy FXSTSB for the alphabet code for this this particular model. 1995 was the first year of this bike. They did 2 color options. They did the black and red with like kind of the orange pinstriping, and then they did a black and a blue with a lighter blue pinstriping for 95. Bike ran for 3 years, basically 95, 96, 97. 96 saw the obviously the new hand control change. It went to a digital readout for your odometer, and so there's no speedo cable or anything on the 96. And they offered 3 color options: black and yellow, black and kind of a purplish, which was to replace the red, and then a black and turquoise that replaced the blue. 97, the big change from that, it went to the aluminum hub front wheel, and then 3 color options again, black and silver. They brought this red-ish kind of back, but with like a silver pinstripe. The blue from 95 kind of came back with like a blue pinstripe or a silver pinstripe. First year Harley-Davidson did these floating rotors. So these floating rotors kind of originated because of the Bad Boy. The slotted rear wheel is introduced because of the Bad Boy. The low bars that they ended up using on later model Springers was because of the Bad Boy. Motors are chrome. They did a black oil tank, black console dash piece there. Of course, the black Springer front end. The risers. Yep, fender struts were black from the factory. Brake calipers, the silver that you see on the brake calipers, that was a Bad Boy only option, and they've kind of carried that over into like CVO models and stuff of later years. Other than that, this is pretty much the same as like what a standard Softail Springer would have been in 95. 4.2 gallon tanks, 21-inch wheel. You know, everything else is kind of the same, but they did change a few things, and they're just iconic. Oh, and the seat with the black studs, very specific to the Bad Boy. I think the things that we always look for most when we try to find these bikes, that air cleaner and that seat, because those 2 items, a lot of people seem to replace those over the years. You know, they want a performance air cleaner or a different feeling seat. Those things either get lost, tossed, or, you know, sold off. Virtually impossible, especially this air cleaner, to find another one, especially one as clean as that one is. Anything else to bring up that I might have missed?
These mirrors were not blacked out. They were chrome. We got chrome ones going back on them, but the same rectangular style. The original style is going back on it. It is missing the center.
Yep, the little badge there.
The little badge.
Which, believe it or not, this metal badge is probably the cheapest thing you'll ever buy at Harley.
And you can still get it at Harley.
Still get it at Harley for like $7.
Yep.
It's under $10. Less than $10. So you'll see that in the upcoming video of us getting this bike back together. So
we're gonna do exhaust close to the factory if we can find the factory exhaust. We found majority of stuff, but this center pouch was not on it. This was an aftermarket. This bag down here is coming off. The frame's all gonna be clean. The motor's gonna be repainted. We're gonna clean the seat up, of course, but just putting it back 100% the way this bike came.
Yep.
To the best of our ability, if we can find all the right stuff. But the backrest, we're gonna add the short backrest that was Bad Boy only. Have the black
side plates.
Side plates are gonna be black. Turn signals were left alone here, but they changed them up front and added a aftermarket bracket that they homemade, it looks like to me. They took these and put them down here instead of up here where they're supposed to be. We're gonna do a little bit wider tire. It's gonna be the same factory Dunlops front and back, but we're gonna go with, instead of the 130, it's gonna be the 140. So, but everything, and we are gonna lower the back end about 1 inch. We are gonna add a chrome rear sprocket cover on this side here. This is the original, how it came. We're gonna have new hardware here, probably the acorn nuts.
Yep.
If we can find the factory Harley-Davidson black axle covers, we're going to put those on there. The majority of all this other stuff is in good shape. The lower belt guard looks perfect. The frame looks really good. It is scuffed up in a couple places. We're going to see what we got to do with that. We don't really want to have to pull the swing arm to get it looking, but if we get it tore down and cleaned up and it just takes away from the rest of the bike, we're probably going to just go all the way with it. These here, to me, this is my favorite bike, obviously. Scotty cut his teeth on one of these when he was 15 years old. And I bought one of these brand new. I was the first one in Central Georgia with 95 Bad Boy. I bought the black with the blue. A good friend of mine, Gene Clance, Scotty redone one of these that we found from an old friend of mine that had passed away from cancer, but he bought one of these brand new from Macon Harley-Davidson, and we found that bike. Scotty found it. I went and purchased it, brought it out here to him. He redid the whole thing. Same bike, same colors, and we did all the same stuff that we're doing to this one, he did to that one. And my good friend Gene Clance that works with me owns that bike now. And I'm gonna hate it because we're both gonna have the,
the same bike
at work. So he'll have to ride his a different day than I ride mine. But it's just fun getting these bikes and finding them and putting them back how they came.
Yep.
They're a cool bike. I mean, and you know, I'm older, so this was the style bikes that we liked when I was coming up. I'll get rid of it, and then I wish I never got rid of it, and then I'll find another one, and it's gonna be hard to get rid of this one. Once we go through all what we're gonna do to this one, I'm hoping I don't keep stuff
unless
a black and yellow 96 comes available.
Yes.
That's gonna be as clean. That's the only way I would get rid of this one. And then this one will go to Scotty, back to Scotty. So,
one of the things I do want to point out, these wheels are notorious for this bubbling and flaking and stuff.
Yep.
I have a wheel. The front wheel had a little bend in it, and the hub's kind of pretty rusted. I have a front wheel. There's quite a few pieces for this bike that I already have, so it's going to really make the restoration a lot easier. And then I think the only things that I really got to outsource, I need to outsource a good head pipe set. That's really it. I pretty much got all the parts, and tomorrow I'm going to take this bike and I'm going to wash it up real good so you guys get a really good view of what we got working with. And we've already been on the ball about getting parts for it.
And he wouldn't even allow me to wash it. This is embarrassing to have it like this, but he wanted everybody to
see
I
want you guys to see what it looked like actually picking the bike up. And then I'm going to go over some of my techniques, because I've actually had people on this channel ask me, you know, what do I do to clean these bikes and to get them to the point where, you know, they don't necessarily look as bad. I mean, there's some little leaks here and there that we'll address. Some of the stuff is just from sitting. Some of it, you know, once you drive and ride a little bit, it does kind of fix itself. But we're going to clean it up real good, and then over the next couple videos we're going to get to work on this thing. So let's get in the garage, and then we'll go and hang out for a little bit and come back to it. All right, it's the next day, and Last night I kind of went through this bike, looked it over, kind of see what all we need to do, where we're gonna kind of spend our most amount of time at. Obviously, new front wheel and tires going on this bike. As you see, a lot of like grease and oil residue on a lot of components. I don't know if the camera's really picking up like just how, I mean, it's all like an oily, sooty kind of mess. Bike's only got 20,000 miles on it, but man, I don't know if it's been really properly cleaned. I did take the backrest off. I went ahead and took the center dash off just so that way I can get in here and clean inside of this little area. And really the only other thing I noticed, the swing arm where I had to throw over bags on both sides is pretty scratched up. So I think we're gonna go ahead and remove the swing arm, fresh powder coat on that. I'm searching for a set of stock header pipes. I have mufflers, but I need a set of stock Evo with the crossover tube, Evo head pipes with the bracket. I do not have that. And then I recently noticed that this thing does have 4 extensions, which is a super common thing back in the 90s. So this extends it out about almost 3 inches. If you look at the frame, you can see where the master cylinder originally mounted to, and then where this kit puts the master cylinder at now. Motor, a couple little rusty things here and there. We're gonna get to see what we can do. We're gonna do some Scotch Brighten and stuff on some of the chrome. Touch up a little bit of the motor paint for the time being. Turn signal's back up here. This front brake line was leaking. It's still kind of leaking a little bit, and it had brake fluid all over the tanks. Luckily, because this is a non-ABS bike, it's .5, so it didn't ruin the paint job there. And let me show you what I'm gonna use. So I'm gonna give this a try. I've used a lot of, for degreasers, there's another brand I use, but I don't wanna shout it out because it's really aggressive. And if you're not careful with it and you don't spray it on the parts that you want only cleaned, it can tarnish. I prefer non-acid formula. So these seem to do the best, but they're not as abrasive, if that makes sense. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wet everything down. I'm gonna spray this on there, let it sit for a couple seconds, or about a minute or so. There's areas where higher concentration, I'll do it 2 or 3 times. I do have some brushes and stuff if we need to scrub it in, but these things are about 10 bucks at O'Reilly's. You can pick it up. So if I go through the whole bottle cleaning this bike, it's no big deal. I'll just go grab another one. I feel like this works better than Purple Power and Simple Green and stuff because it's meant to be a little safer on powder coat, on your wheels, aluminum, the rubber. It even says it on here, you know, it's safer rubber and everything. So it's not going to tarnish all my oil lines and turn them gray. Hopefully. I'm gonna set you guys up. Quick little time lapse. Let you watch me kind of get this thing cleaned, and then we'll go over it one more time and kind of cut the video off there. So yeah, let's get to washing. All right, the sun's starting to set, so it might be a little hard to see kind of what's going on, but the bike is cleaned up. Got everything kind of, most of the grime off of it so we can actually see what we're working with. Right off the bat, I am gonna have to replace this. Little faded, corroded, whatever you wanna call it. So that's getting replaced. The swing arm is definitely going to get removed and repowder coated. Real quick on the spray cleaner that I used, it did kind of take the gloss off the factory powder coat on the motor. That's kind of typical for a lot of degreasers. You can clean that back up with the engine brightener. Harley sells it. There's another company like S100 or S1000. You spray it on, let it sit, and then you kind of pat it dry. It will bring the shine back every time. It streaked up the tires pretty good. Like, I don't know, would I use it again? Maybe, but it didn't really get too, I mean, it got a lot of it off. Don't get me wrong, it was good for what it was, but you know, a lot of that could have just been the actual pressure washer doing its business and not so much the degreaser. You do have to be careful with the pressure washer. It is going to take off a lot of the paint if it's already starting to come up. So I'm removing the exhaust. I'm going to touch up a lot of the motor. I'll show you how I do that on future episodes. But swing arm's getting powder coated. Those fender struts are getting powder coated because on this side, I noticed this was loose, and because it's loose, it really chipped away at the top and the bottom of the thing there. We are going to put a backrest back on it, but those fender strut side plates, those are going to get powder coated black, and then we have the genuine Bad Boy short backrest going on here. This side, everything's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. Everything down the center of the tank came out really nice, really clean. Frame looks good. You know, everything up in here really shined up a lot. I mean, this is just real quick little wash, knocked a lot of the grime off. We are changing the front wheel, so that's no big deal. Brake caliber still looks good. When I have everything apart, I'll get in there and do a deeper clean. So thank you guys for kind of checking this bike out. If you like the Bad Boy content, definitely let me know. Definitely in the comments below, tell me if this is something that you guys are interested in. I know the Vicla bike, it was just kind of a quick little episode. Well, actually 2 episodes. We didn't really get into a lot of detail on it, but this bike, I'm going to take my time and do it right for my dad. But I'm not going to pump out like a bunch of videos on it. It's probably going to be realistically just 2 videos. Disassembling, cleaning a lot of stuff up, slowly reassembling some of it back together on 1 video, 2nd video, finishing it up, and then delivering it back to him. So yeah, we'll keep this short and sweet. Probably over the next month and a half. Just depends on how long the powder coat stuff takes. And I'm still waiting on a few more parts to come in. So either way, yeah, thanks for tuning in. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Y'all take care. Peace.